Yo, 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 sports fans, we are live. Welcome to the Sports Behavior Podcast. I am your host, OG the Beast, as always. With me, Chilltown 32. That's my co-host. What's poppin', Unc?
What it is? What's up?
I see you got some headphones today. You getting jiggy with it, man. You ready to rock?
Nah, nah. I last time I saw you, I was like, listen, man, he looked professional, he fresh. I hear him, and I just gotta get on his page. So I figure I gotta get on your page, and I had to go get me some headphones.
Yes, sir.
And,
you look spiffy.
Because I wanted to make sure that when I get after you can hear me. That's really what I wanted to make sure.
Hey, man. Hey. Last episode was spicy. It was hella spicy. I had fun, and I know you guys in here enjoyed it as well. You spicy, and you know I like spicy. If you follow me on TikTok, you already know what it is. But majority football today, fellas. For all you basketball fans, I apologize, but we got majority football today. I'm glad all of you guys are coming in, tuning in to the Sports Behavior Podcast. If you can't catch the episodes, they are live, or not live, but they will be up on YouTube. But today I want to start the show off with something very, very spicy that went on with a certain head coach in Jacksonville by the name of Urban Meyer, right? Urban Meyer, fresh hire. It rhymes for a reason. This guy was acquired by the Jacksonville Jaguars from Ohio State, been there for a decade, proved to be a winner, a proven winner on the collegiate level, right? Well, he made a colossal mistake a few days ago, a colossal mistake in my opinion. They caught this man at a bar, in a situation, in a setting where it looked like he was having fun at his own location, at his restaurant, so to speak. This is what I read. His own restaurant, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the crazy thing about it is multiple red flags should be thrown. I know those are challenge flags in the NFL, but we're going to call these bad flags, detail flags that we see that signify things that should not be going on, not only at this time, but in this place. They caught this man what seemingly looked to be getting a lap dance from a young lady, much younger looking lady, might I add. I'm not saying she's underage. Maybe a college student or something like that. She looked to be in her mid to late 20s, maybe. If I had to take a guess. And this guy's supposed to be a happily married man. Now, that's just the brink of it. We're not even digging deep into it, right?
Right.
The Jacksonville Jaguars just lost a 19th consecutive game on Thursday night. They lost a close one to the Cincinnati Bengals, and what do I always emphasize? Bad teams find a way to lose games.
Yes, they do.
That's just what it is.
They do.
So they lost a close one to the Cincinnati Bengals. Trevor Lawrence and them jumped out the window, and they ended up coming back, losing to the last second to a field goal. Normally, the team hops on a plane, they fly back, and they discuss what we can do to get better. Or some coaches say, hey, we going to sit, we going to stay here for a day. If people got family in the area, go see your families. We're going to discuss what we go through, what needs to be done, the corrections that need to be made, and we're going to go back home.
Yep.
Well, Urban Meyer decided to go a different route. The man didn't get on the plane with his team. So the coaching staff and all the whole 53-man roster, whoever the hell travels to these games, they go back to Florida, and Urban Meyer decides to stay his ass in Cincinnati and travels to Columbus, which is not far from Cincinnati at all. Like I say, former Ohio State head coach, he's familiar with the area. And my problem is 19 straight losses. They just lost a close-ass game that they probably should have won. We're dealing with a head coach who's not used to losing. 85% win percentage at the collegiate level. Like, all he does is win. National champion, the whole nine. But you're supposed to lead by example as the head coach of this franchise. You're supposed to be the face of this organization. How the hell can the players respect you as a man and supposed leader of this franchise if after a loss that's on your watch, you go party with some friends or females as a happily married man? I'm not here to judge now. Right. How does this look on your behalf? So my question to you is, with all this shit that's going on with Urban Meyer and how he handled this situation poorly, he did apologize to the media. He did apologize to to his players and whatnot in the organization.
Mm-hmm.
But some things you can't apologize for. Now, I'm not calling for his job, but in a way, I
Mm-hmm.
want to ask you, do you feel like he should be fired, and what should the organization do as a punishment, if needed, with this Urban Meyer situation?
Well, we'll start the conversation with who are his handlers? Well, what do you mean by that? Who are his handlers? I am not just some guy that's coaching a high school football team or a college football team. I'm a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm a big deal, that also means that I'm responsible for some people. And if I'm responsible for some people, I got some people hanging around me to ensure that I'm still around. So I'm out. I'm hanging out with some friends. I'm at my restaurant. I'm gonna rewind before I even get to hanging out in the restaurant. We lose the game, which was a nail biter. And Urban Meyer is not used to losing.
Right.
It was obvious that this is taking a toll on him. This is something that's really taking a toll on him. I think he's got over an 80% win percentage in college, won the Big Ten numerous times, and won at University of Utah, won at Bowling Green. He's won everywhere he's been. Now, the pro game is a little bit different. And you got to take your lumps in the pro game. You saw what happened to Nick Saban. He didn't last the season. He barely lasted a season with the Miami Dolphins, and he headed back to college. So, with that being said, the thing that's the most important when you're on that level is the respect of those other men. If you ain't got that, you're going to completely lose the group. Yeah. So we've had instances where you got a game on Thursday night. We don't play again until next Sunday. You might have a guy or two that goes, "Hey, coach, I was wondering, I'm from here. I was wondering if I could just stay," and they'll work it out with you. So the same thing happened. So the same thing probably happened with Urban, where with Coach Meyer, where you know what, I'm from up here. I've been living up here. I got a place up here. I got a restaurant. I'm gonna hang out for the night, and I'll get with you guys on Friday, or I'll get with you guys next Monday when we have practice. I bet, no problem. When we get to the spot where he is, my handlers are the ones that's supposed to ensure that nothing goes awry. So if I'm a 57-year-old man who's responsible for a lot of people, and a 22-year-old woman walks up to me.
She was
22-year-old woman walks up to me and she's dancing on me. I can tell you right now, it would not have gone that far. Somebody in his group said, whoa, what's going on here? No, especially in the age that we're in, where everybody has a camera and nobody is safe.
So you saying they was too close for comfort is what you trying to say.
I'm going to take it a step further than that. At minimum, I think he knows her. At minimum, he knows her. We're talking about.
You think he? But keep it a bean. Let's keep it a buck. You think he banging her? Is he banging?
I'm not going to go that far.
Okay.
I won't go that far. But I will tell you, at minimum, he knows her. And why you say that, we talking about a 57-year-old professional who was in his spot, in his comfort zone, just hanging, and some strange woman just comes up to him and starts dancing on him.
Less than likely.
Nobody and nobody in his group doesn't have a problem, because it ain't like Urban walked in there. It ain't like Coach Meyer walked in there by himself,
right.
and he walking out by himself. It's people in there who know him. People in there. It's people in there who not only know him. It's people in there who look after him. So we got this strange woman that just walks up to him and just starts dancing on him.
And he look a little too close for comfort with this girl. It don't look like somebody that just spotted Urban Meyer in a random spot and was like, "Hey, can I get an autograph? Let me get a hug." It don't look like that type of situation.
He didn't look like he didn't have a problem with it.
He showed the hell didn't have a problem with it to be a happily married man. And like I say,
didn't look like he had one problem.
I ain't placing no judgment on no man. By all means, do what you do. But when you are a guy as prestigious as a Urban Meyer, you got to watch your ass, Mr. Postman.
Yes,
Lesson
sir.
number 1, do what you do,
sir.
But do what you do. Because that could be the reason you get sabotaged. All it takes is one time and a word. That's it.
Absolutely. That's
one
it.
Time and a word.
especially in the day and the age that we in right now, nephew, where we have people, everybody has a camera, and their privacy is almost at, it's not at a minimum. It's over.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
over.
You
got no privacy in today's world. Like, everybody got a phone. So with that
being said, I got a question, and I'm going to put it out there.
Ahead.
What if this was Mike Tomlin?
Woo!
What if this was Coach Mike Tomlin? Is he in the Rooney's office tomorrow morning?
Bitch.
Are we having a conversation? Are we having a press conference because we have a new football coach? Are we having that conversation? Because now we got to look for a new football coach.
The kids like to say caught in 4K. I seen somebody on TikTok say that man got caught in and 4K on baby. So if this was Mike Tomlin, though, that is a very, very spicy I don't know what to call it. I don't want to say take, but you threw that out there. If this was Mike Tomlin, they might be hanging my man out to dry. I'm not going to lie to you. You know, a lot of people that I've been hearing is saying this is not a fireable offense. And not, like I say, I'm not calling for nobody's job, and I'm not saying it's a fireable offense either. But I think consequence is granted. And I don't even think, even though this deserves some type of consequence, right? I think the consequence is going to be subconscious, simply because the players is not going to respect them. And as an organization, if you realize the players ain't reacting to what the coach is trying to get them to react to, it could cost him his job just off that strength alone. So it don't even have to be, well, we're going to punish you, Urban Meyer, because you crossed the line. It ain't even got to be that. It's just watch how the players interact with him. Do they respect him? Do they honor what he say? And if not, we have to move on. Damn.
Nephew, you basically was in the strip joint last night. Can we call it what it is?
Call it what it is.
We caught you in the strip joint last night. And not only was you in the strip joint, you was in there with us. And then we got to go to work tomorrow, and now you going to tell me what to do.
I know some of them cats on that plane probably like, bruh, like, you couldn't hit my line. Like, bro, how you know I ain't want to kick it, my man?
Right.
Like, Urban, you just took this on yourself. You was on some, as my clique would say, you was on some solo. You was an R&B singer that night, bruh.
That's what it was going on.
Like, you was trying to get your solo on. Why you couldn't hit my line? You know what I'm saying? You know, how you know I ain't want to slide?
What I want to make sure that we understand is when you're winning, there's a lot of things that get pushed to the side. There's a lot of things that people have amnesia about when you're winning. But when you're not winning, everything is magnified now.
Yeah.
So this is something that could have been, let's say that Jacksonville was 3-1 and they was in first place in the AFC South. You think this would have got out
That's
like
what
this
I'm
did?
saying.
You think this would have spread like it did? Winning has a tendency to give people amnesia about a lot of things.
Look what we can go on and on. There's a lot of situations that happen that winning cures all. That's a cliche for a reason. Winning cures all. And like you say, if they was 3-1, hell, if they was maybe 2-2, 4-0, anything positive of 500 and above, it probably would have been talked about, maybe potentially, but it could have been, you know, broadcasted as, hey, I'm celebrating. No. You know, I'm with my family. I'm celebrating. Because he tried to cover it up by saying he was with his grandchildren. And the grandchildren, the 22-year-old young lady twerking on you don't look like no damn grandchildren. But we've been on this subject for a little bit too long, so let's segue to something else. You got one last response on it or what?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, man, like I said, nephew, I'm straight.
Yeah, it's Urban Meyer, man. He out here, you know, tweaking. But
he
spicy take of the day though. I was on TikTok and I was swiping up like I like to do. You know, that's my favorite app. Go follow me on TikTok at OGTheBeast_sports, and that's Chilltown32 if you want to get in tune. But I was swiping and I seen Colin Cowherd clip, right? So Colin Cowherd says on this clip, I can't see the difference between Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert. Now, Justin Herbert is a dog, a young dog at that. We rock with Justin Herbert. He's an animal, no doubt about it.
Yes, we do.
But to utter those words to me, I'm a big fan of Patrick Mahomes. I love me some Patty Mahomes. I got a man crush on him. Anybody who knows me know I love me some Patty Mahomes. But
you think he the best in the
I
game?
think he's the best.
It ain't close.
Emphasize that.
It ain't
It's
close.
not close. Now, they've been struggling a little bit as of late, but Patrick Mahomes is still the best in the world, and it's not close, in my opinion, if you ask me. He does shit that nobody else could do and have ever been able to do in the history of the game, in the history of throwing the football. But for Colin Cowherd to go out here and say he thinks Justin Herbert, basically saying it's not too far off between the two quarterbacks, I think it's blasphemy. What say you?
Now, I know you think it's blasphemy because, again, you got your man crush on him. So I can appreciate that.
Definitely.
But what I want you to do is I want you to rewind the clock, though. We talking about Patty Mahomes. Not right now. Let's rewind the clock back to 2018. So Patty Mahomes in year 2 and Justin Herbert in year 2. Now, Patty Mahomes in year 2 threw 50 touchdowns. He was the league MVP. Threw for 5,000 yards. Lost in the AFC Championship game to Tom Brady and company. He was the thing, not just the thing right now. He's the future of the game. Absolutely. No question about it. 4-0. At this point in his second year, he hadn't lost the game. Now, he threw for 5,000 yards, threw 50 touchdowns, had an 80 QBR. He was the real deal.
Amazing.
No doubt about it. And he was a runaway league MVP. So we looked at Pat Mahomes. This is the future of the NFL right here. There he is. Pay attention because this dude going to be around for a long time. We haven't seen a talent or an athlete like that with that kind of fanfare maybe since Michael Vick. We hadn't seen anything like that. But fast forward 3 years later to Justin Herbert. So we'll start the conversation with he's won 7 of his last 8 games. We'll start the conversation there. He's on pace to throw about 35 touchdowns and 5,000 yards.
You talking about Herbert now, right?
Yes, he's on pace to do this with a 69% completion percentage. All right? And they're in first place in the AFC West. And like you said to me before, you got a man crush on Patty Mahomes. My man crush is exactly the opposite. And who is it on? If I told you already, if I wasn't rocking this 49er jersey, I'd have a Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert, okay.
I would have a Justin Herbert jersey.
Okay.
He looks to me, as long as I've seen him since last year and even this year, he looks to me like I see Dan Marino, except a better athlete. That's who I'm looking
Justin
at.
Herbert?
That's who I'm looking at. I'm looking at Dan Marino, except a better athlete.
As a young quarterback, I like his decision making. I think Justin Herbert jumped out the window and took the league by storm.
Yes, he did.
Bad offensive line. We talked about this on the last podcast. 32nd ranked offensive line, and the man threw for 4,300 yards and 30 touchdowns as a rookie. I don't think people get how hard that is to do as a rookie. No, you didn't miss the basketball talk. We on football. Usually we do basketball. We try to sprinkle in a little bit of basketball. Majority basketball on Friday's show. But I don't think people understand how tough as a rookie that is to do, right? Like, to understand the cadences and the nuances of the system and implementing a little bit of what you like to do and developing a rapport with your wide receivers, and you on a bad team. Not only that, but it's like it's just so much to process for a young mind. And Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes both exhibited that ability to, covet this information and actually seek out to learn it, and they did it at the highest level I've ever seen when it comes to rookie quarterbacks. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Justin, I love you, bro. Like, you really that dog. Like you really that. But you not him. Oh no, you not 1.5, my guy. You are not 1.5 until I see you turn your head to the side and throw the ball without looking and complete a pass. Until I see you drag your team to the Super Bowl. Until I see you persevere under the toughest situations, back against the wall, and you come out on top. Until I see you on the biggest stage, I'm not comparing you to a Patrick Mahomes, because guess what? If Justin Herbert was really that dude, like people like to try to say he is, in comparison to Mahomes' stature, we would be booking this team to be representing the AFC in the Super Bowl, but we're not.
I'm glad you mentioned
We're
that.
not. There is a
you
reason why everybody penciled in Patrick Mahomes to represent the AFC. Mike Williams is tough. Austin Eckler is tough.
Mm-hmm.
Keenan Allen.
Tough. Man, you love them dudes.
Mm-hmm. Tough. Why are we not?
Let me give you something to put on your mind real quick, and I'm not going to jump on you. I want you to put something on your mind real quick. Am I out of line to say right here, right now, is it ridiculous to say that the Rams and the Chargers could be in the bowl game?
Yes. I wouldn't call you ridiculous. I would say false, because it's an opportunity. See, this is the beautiful thing about football. This is why this is my favorite sport. This is why I love it over any sport, even basketball. Because it's not always about the best team winning. It's about who's hot. Damn it, who's got it right now? Who wants it more? Who's tougher? You may be faster than me 6 days out the week, but damn it, on this 7th day, I may got you by a step or two. Just today. Tomorrow, you got it again. That's the beauty for football. Any given Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you play the Patriots with Tom Brady in 2007, if the Giants had a 7-game series against Tom Brady,
they beat them 10 times. They beat them 9 out of 10 times.
That's what I'm saying.
Close. They beat them 9 out of 10 times.
But because it was just that one night, any given Sunday applies. So just off that factor alone, the Chargers making a Super Bowl isn't a blasphemous statement, because they are hot offensively. I like what they got offensively. You can't double team Keenan Allen. They figured out a way to utilize Mike Williams, who's been a stud. Man's like 6'5", 200 some odd pounds. He's a dog. But like I say, Justin Herbert is a dog. I like what he brings to the table. He's a great young talent. To me, he's in the top 10 on the back end of it, but he's one of those guys that if he can prove himself on the biggest stage, the bigger stage. I'm not going to say biggest, because the biggest is the Super Bowl. But if he can prove himself on a larger stage, playoffs.
Right.
Show me something in these playoffs. Then maybe I'll consider you being somebody worth talking about. Maybe still not in comparison to Patrick Mahomes, but at least we could kind of mention them on the same breath, because I don't think they belong in the same stratosphere. So Colin Cowherd, I hear you, but you tripping.
Now we are in year 2. So the gap, I think the gap is a little further than what Colin's talking about right now. Yeah. But in year 2, when I look at if Patty's in year 2 and Justin Herbert is in year 2, the gap isn't like this.
Mahomes in year 2 was the best quarterback in the league to me.
I think it's a little bit closer in year now. As of right now, no, it's not. It's way further than what it is, because we're talking about a guy in Justin Herbert who he's still trying to figure it out. Patty Mahomes, he don't look like he's trying to figure it out. I got the playbook down.
Facts.
I know my nuances. I know my cadences. I know who I'm looking for.
He do what he want to do at this point.
I personally think, and I'm going on record also, if I said to you a month ago, Kansas City ain't making the playoffs, and I got a stack on it, you would have said to me, I see your stack, and I'll raise you 2 stacks.
I'm telling you.
Absolutely. If I would have came to you with that, I see your stack, and I'll raise you 2 stacks. I don't like what I'm seeing in Kansas City right now, nephew. And the reason why I don't like what I'm seeing in Kansas City right now, we're talking about a team that's next to last in scoring offense. You know what that means? That means they can't stop nobody.
True.
Nobody. Now, can I tell you the last 10 teams, I only went back a decade. I ain't go back no further than that. The last 10 teams, Raiders, Carolina, Tampa, Cleveland, New Orleans, Jacksonville, Bears, New Orleans, Minnesota twice. All those teams were at the bottom of the league in stopping teams. None of them made the playoffs. I don't like what I'm seeing with Kansas City defensively. Offensively, we already know what it is. We know who that team is. We will light the scoreboard up.
Yeah.
And it ain't nobody going to stop us from lighting the scoreboard
Just
up.
Just imagine if Kansas City was to invest some money into some defense, or lucked up in the draft and grabbed a talented linebacker or somebody that can affect the game, a pass rusher. They got Chris Jones, but, get the guy some help. They got the Honey Badger, but shit, get him some help too. Imagine if they lucked up on some type of defense. Like, it'd be a lock. And I already think they're gonna be perennially in the Super Bowl. I think that's gonna be a consensus statement. It's like I say, the odds is with them to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. But we had a lot of very interesting weekend of football, and we had the highly anticipated game, Bill Belichick versus Tom Brady. A lot of people say Tom Brady was the majority reason for the success in New England, and there's some people that think Bill Belichick was the one that, prepared the groceries and Tom Brady just cooked it up. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, I think it's 50-50. Both of those guys were magnificent, even though Tom Brady went on to win without him. But in this game particularly, you could tell Tom Brady's return to Gillette was kind of in his head. And as the greatest quarterback to ever play the game, I believe, he looked shaky in this game. Starting out, he was very inaccurate, missing guys wide open. He didn't throw a touchdown pass in this game. And I'm like, man, is Tom and them about to lose to the Patriots?
I did think about that.
I'm like, man, did under any circumstances throughout the midst of this game that I feel like Tom Brady had control over it. Because there's times where Tom Brady is having a bad game, and I'm like, okay, Tom still got this shit figured out. In this game, I came to the conclusion that they might lose this game. I'm like, what is going on? They could considerably lose this game. But like I said, a lot of interesting thing happens this weekend. Although this was an extremely sloppy game for Tom Brady, he did surpass Drew Brees for the most passing yards of all time.
He did.
Over 80,000 passing yards for Tom Brady. Such a magnificent feat. He's such an incredible quarterback. My question to you is, damn the game. We know what happened. Is Tom Brady the GOAT? And is it close?
It's hard to say he's not. I can make an argument for Joe Montana, 4 trips to the Super Bowl, 0 losses, no interceptions, right? I can make an argument for Aaron Rodgers being.
Of course you'd make an argument for Joe Montana.
Of course I can. Absolutely. I can make an argument for Joe Montana. I can make an argument for Aaron Rodgers probably being the most talented quarterback that we've ever seen. I can make an argument for a bunch of different guys. But ultimately, what does this boil down to? This boils down to the proof is in the pudding. What has Tom Brady produced? We're talking about a dude in 18 years. Everybody keep talking about 20 years. No. Just so you know, he didn't play as a rookie. And he missed the 2007 season because he tore his knee up. So he only played 18 seasons. And in those 18 seasons, we're talking about a dude who took his team to the bowl game 9 times in 18 years.
Talk about it.
I don't know how your math works. That's every other year we in the bowl game.
Man, bro. Like,
every other year we in the bowl game. Not only every other year we in the bowl game, they won it 6 times, which means that every 3rd year we win in the bowl game. All right? So we'll start there. And we're talking about a guy who nobody really counted him in coming in. He was just somebody who looked like
199th pick, 6th-round draft pick.
He looked like he would be solid. He'd be a solid backup and maybe go to another team and start for a couple of years, but nobody expected to see anything like this. I have yet to see a quarterback, with the exception of Joe Cool. I have yet to see a quarterback when you give him the ball back, you are in control of the game. Even if you gave him the ball back, I never feel like, especially if it's a 1-score game, that he's out the game. I never feel like that. I always feel like with him under center, you got a chance.
I swear to God.
And he's still doing it. We're talking about a 44-year-old man still doing it at a high level. So when I think about the GOAT, I think about, what did you do to transcend the game? What did you do that makes you different from the rest of these dudes? Well, he's still standing in the pocket. He's still doing that. Nobody is really standing in the pockets. These dudes is taking off. Tom Brady's supposed to be a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's supposed to have been gone 5 years ago.
He's supposed to be watching the game like Brett Favre somewhere.
That's what he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be in the stands like Brad Johnson was with his wife watching his son at LSU. That's what Brady's supposed to be doing. Instead, what's Brady doing? He's taking his team to the bowl game. He's telling his wife, who is a supermodel, by the way, I ain't ready to come home yet.
Right.
I ain't ready to come home
It's
yet.
crazy.
No, just give me a minute.
Yeah, she gonna choke him up in a minute.
She is. She absolutely is. And I can, like I said, I can make an argument for those other guys, but ultimately, I gotta face the facts. Brady's the best to ever do it at that position, no question about it.
To be honest with you, it's so crazy to even think about it because to me, he's been the GOAT for some time now. Like when Tom Brady got his 5th, and we compare LeBron to Jordan all the time, and LeBron has 4, and people still trying to call him the greatest of all time because of his resume that he's put together. But I felt that Tom Brady needed to get 5 because he wasn't perfect at with his 5. Joe Cool was perfect, and that was my GOAT at the time. And I felt like Brady needed to get 5. And once he surpassed Joe Montana, Joe Montana's 4-0, no interceptions like you illustrated, you know. So once Tom Brady hit 5, I'm like, this man is the GOAT. I believe the 5th ring was the comeback against Atlanta halftime. Bill Belichick, great adjustments, came back against Atlanta. They only gave up 3 points in the second half or something crazy like that. That was the 5th ring. And I remember that day like it was an hour ago, and I was like, that's the GOAT. That's the greatest of all time. I'm ready to put it on record now. And to me,
at that time,
5th. And it's crazy that people is even still trying to debate this topic because to me it's not a topic. This man is the most touchdowns, the most yards, the most wins. Like anybody you pull up, win-loss record against Tom Brady, he's got the upper hand on all quarterbacks that he played with. And if you ask
me, in the playoffs too, don't leave the playoffs out.
And if you asking me, to be honest with you, Tom Brady's era during his 20-year reign produced some of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Hall of Famers, no doubt, surefire Hall of Famers. And these are the guys he went against. You talking Brett Favre and Peyton Manning and Drew Brees and Ben Roethlisberger and Phillip Rivers, and the list can go on and on and on. Michael Vick and Donovan McNabb. Like, Hall of Famers. So, to me, he outclassed and outshined all of them. Longevity is not a minus. Well, he played longer. I don't give a damn. That's a plus to me. That's letting me know I can do something longer than you, greater than you, more sustainable than you can, because I take care of myself better than you. So that makes me better than you. My top 5 quarterbacks of all time is Tom Brady by a mile. I got Joe Cool still at 2. I got Peyton Manning at 3. I got Drew Brees at 4. And I have Aaron Rodgers at 5. Those are my top 5 quarterbacks of all time. Subject to change if provided with new information.
Which we will.
2 of them.
At some point.
Yeah, at some point. You know, Aaron Rodgers just broke his own record. So, I mean, it's like, it's just crazy. I don't even know.
I got your same list. Take Aaron Rodgers out of there and put Dan Marino in there.
Okay. Dan Marino's my 6.
I got that, and that's where we are. I got the same list. And when you're talking about a guy like Tom Brady, again, you're talking about a guy who is nothing but, at this level, at the pro football level, he is nothing but winning. I remember the Patriots when they played at Schaefer Stadium. And I remember the Todd Rutledge days. I remember those days. So that's why I don't want to hear nothing from Patriot fans about where they are now.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear a word from you. The only thing I want to hear from you is when you're building a statue of that dude outside the arena one day. That's all I care about. I don't want to hear about, we suck. And no, because number one, you actually got a really good quarterback in this kid, Mac Jones. You actually do. You actually got a really good quarterback. Yeah, you got a really good quarterback. That offense is kind of whack right now. I think they 5th from last in points per game. They're kind of whack right now. However, they got a stout defense. That defense is in the top 5 in the league. I think they're arguably in the top 5 in the league. They're 6th right now. Right? So I think you guys are on to something. But as far as you complaining about Tom not being around anymore, let me tell you something, Beast. You know that I bleed 49er red. And if you told me that I could have Joe Montana for 18 years, I am not a violent man, but I'll be down to crack a knee or a jaw for that. You might could convince me to crack somebody's nose for that. If I can have Joe Montana for 18 years playing at that high of a level, yeah, you might convince me to take a bat to somebody.
They let Joe go to Kansas City because they felt like they had another Hall of Fame quarterback, which they did. So, I mean, it's not a mistake, but, you know, I get where you're going with it. Like, the thing about it is, like I say, I don't even understand why it's still a debate. It shouldn't be a debate. And Tom Brady, for anybody that needs to hear this, Thomas Edward Brady is the GOAT, and I don't think anybody's going to be able to catch him, even Patrick Mahomes. It's going to take a hell of a lot for Patty Mahomes to accomplish to be able to catch this cat, and that's all I have to say about that. But my quarterback, we talking about Tom Brady and a lot of people's quarterbacks. Let's talk about my quarterback. This Sunday's game was great. Better than I expected it to be. I expected to get blown off the face of the map to this Kansas City Chiefs team. Patrick Mahomes had a bounce-back week, threw for over 200 yards, a few touchdowns. He looked great, as usual. But Jalen Hurts, though, like everybody that was running their mouth about my quarterback, Bleacher Report had him ranked the 32nd ranked quarterback in the league.
Jeez, that's last.
Last.
Are you serious?
Last.
That's at the bottom of the list?
At the bottom of the barrel, and it pissed me off.
What? Not third? Wow, that's incredible.
Last. Jalen came out here and threw for damn near 400 yards. Few touchdowns. Jalen had a game. He held his own. Now, like I say, I wasn't too disappointed about the loss because the only team that is allowed to beat my team without pissing me off is Kansas City. That's the only team I'm giving a pass to. I'm not giving a pass to the Tampa Bay Bucks because they're beatable. I'm not giving a pass to the Baltimore Ravens. I'm not giving a pass to nobody else. The only team I give a pass to,
Washington.
I'm not giving a pass to damn sure not one of them squads. And that's for damn sure. I'm not giving, bro. Why would he call me right now?
Live TV. This is what we doing, folks.
And I got my phone locked, so I can't even like get to it. Like, it's like DJ, seriously.
Damn.
Like, bro, this is the longest my phone ever run. Hold on. If y'all like J. Cole, y'all got a good sample of some J. Cole. That's my ringtone. But my man DJ, I don't know why, but he just called me knowing I got what I got going on. Literally just called me in the middle of the episode. But
nevertheless, Jalen Hurts was ranked 32nd in quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts was ranked 32nd in quarterback.
32nd.
At the bottom of the barrel.
32nd.
You ain't giving nobody else a pass except Kansas City.
Nobody else a pass except Kansas City. But my quarterback came out here and balled out. Patrick Mahomes goes 24 for 30, 278 yards, couple of touchdowns, like I say, or 5 touchdowns, like I say. Light work for Patrick Mahomes. He threw for five touchdowns, right? They even got a rare sighting out of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who's been consistent over the last couple of weeks. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had over 100 yards rushing in this game. I like what I've been seeing from my LSU running back. I like that. Tyreek Hill. This is the biggest point of this game. If we ever had a chance to win this game, I've been on record saying this week in and week out. If you want to have a chance against the Kansas City Chiefs, you must slow down Tyreek Hill. You have to prioritize Tyreek Hill. Or if he kills you, you probably going to lose this game. Tyreek Hill goes off over 200 yards, damn near 200. What did he get? Tyreek Hill goes 11 catches for 186 yards and 3 damn touchdowns on our head top. We couldn't do nothing about it.
There.
We tried to
sit. Ball game
that's the ball game. That's the whole ball game. You let Tyreek Hill eat, that's what's going to happen. But my quarterback, he held his own. We threw for 48 times. That is a problem. Let me tell you guys something before I even get into Jalen Hurts. Nick Sirianni, this. I'm going to say this every week until somebody listens to me, damn it, because I'm tired of speaking it. Nick Sirianni, please run the damn ball. Please. You got Gainwell. You got Sanders in the backfield. Can we get some run? Example. Miles Sanders has 37 total carries on the season as of right now to this point. 37. 37 total carries.
That's about 9 carries a game.
Let's put this into perspective. Derrick Henry had 33 this past weekend. Derrick Henry had 33 this past weekend, but my running back has 37 in 4 weeks. That's crazy. Even the crowd got the yelling. Feed Miles Sanders. Feed Miles Sanders. In the words of Jamie Foxx, this is voluptuous. I can't believe it. But Jalen Hurts, though. My quarterback goes, what did he do? Jalen Hurts throws 48 passes. I disagree with that. A second-year pro in his 8th start throwing 48 pass attempts. 24 at half. 24 at half. To put this into perspective, Patrick Mahomes had 30 for the game. Right? This man has 24 at half. 387 yards, 2 touchdowns. And again, no turnovers. That's the biggest point. That's the biggest key. No turnovers for this kid. Even though he had a ball that could have been intercepted in his game, he did not turn the ball over. And that's what I love most about my quarterback. He's a rookie, but he don't make rookie mistakes. And the reason why I'm calling him a rookie is because this is only his 8th start, 7th, 8th start. You know what I'm saying? So he's essentially in his first year. You know, but I love what I saw from my Eagles in this game, even in the losing effort. We showed a lot of fight. This is the only team I'm giving a pass to. Future teams that have to go to Kansas City or have Kansas City come to you, please prioritize shutting down Tyreek Hill. Because if you let him get open, if you lose this man one time, if you lose 10, it's 6 points. What say you, Unc?
Now, I will tell you this, man. I've said this to you before. Devontae Smith, the ball just finds him.
Man, 7 for 122.
And I know how you feel about Jalen throwing the ball like he's throwing the ball. I can appreciate that. But Devontae Smith, the more I watch him, is as small as he is, quote unquote, and as not physical as he is, he just looks like he got a Marvin Harrison thing going on.
Yeah.
That's just what it looks like to me, man. You used Zach Ertz more this week than you have in a bunch of weeks. You got him involved a lot more. I had forgotten at one point that Zach was still on the crew because I was trying to figure out where Zach is.
Both of the tight ends got some tick this week.
Yes, definitely got Zach more involved in the game, but here's where it gets a little tricky. So you got Carolina, Tampa, and Vegas coming up the next 3 games. All right, so this Carolina team, they got a serious defense. We already know who they are. J.C. Horn is out for the season. All right, we got that figured out. But they got a serious defense. Jalen still seems like he's trying to figure the offense out. He don't really look like he's in command of the huddle just yet. He does look like he's becoming that, but he doesn't look like he's there yet. That run game, I'm still confused why Miles Sanders only carries the ball 9 times a game, because that's going to open up the pass even more.
I don't know why we do this.
You have to stick to the run. I'm not saying that you should. You got to stick with the run. If this dude doesn't break one after the 5th carry, after the 6th carry, it's like knocking on a wall. Yeah. You got to keep hitting that wall. Eventually, that wall is going to fall
1,000% agree with you. I couldn't agree with that more.
It's going to fall over. But if you got Jalen Hurts in the gun the majority of the game, well, now you're confusing him because now you got linebackers in coverage. Now you got linebackers rushing. Now you got cover 2. Now you got Nick. It's something completely different, and now he's trying to figure that out as opposed to lining up Sanders in the eye. Let's set this game up where let's get this dude the ball, and we're going to open up, and now we got single coverage. And if you get Devontae Smith in single coverage,
over with.
If you get Zach Ertz in single coverage,
with.
Them dudes got
We
problems.
can feed the tight ends. We got 2 good running backs, pass catching running backs. These guys can run in between the tackles. If you could stick the ball in the belly of Miles Sanders and then fake it on the next play, get these linebackers on their toes instead of on their heels. Like
Absolutely,
the defenders is always on their heels, backpedaling because they know what's coming.
Right.
But get some of these guys to commit sometimes, and maybe we could see a different outcome in some of these tight games, especially down the stretch in the 4th.
And what I would also like to say before we move on, I'd also like to say, yo, Beast, can we get some better play calling in the red zone, please?
I'm telling you, I don't know.
Can we get some better play calling in the red zone? We got 3 straight run plays, but you won't run the ball. You won't run the ball when you're at the 40. You won't run the ball when you're down the other end to get to the red zone. Can we get some better play calling in the red zone? By the way, can we also take the points in the red zone? You have to go for it every time on 4th down.
I hate that. And it seems like that's what teams like to do when they play Kansas City. Because they want to get up. They want to be aggressive. But sometimes you just got to take the points. Just get 3. Kick the bird and go home. If you lose, so be it. Like, I could understand if you been in field goal range 3 or 4 times, and you'd have kicked 2 birds, and the third time you like, damn it, we can't keep kicking these birds. We got to go for it. Then I feel you. But against Kansas City, man, all points, any points is some points. Like you can't be doing that. Now, I remember you telling me last episode and the episode before that and the episode before that it was some teams that I need to look out for. You told me just peek my head in the door because you think they might be the real deal, right?
Right.
But Cowboys destroyed Denver, which was one of the teams you told me to peek at. They're great defensively.
Carolina.
Was it Carolina?
Yeah, Carolina.
Okay. And Lamar makes, hold on. Who beat Carolina? The Cowboys?
Cowboys beat Carolina.
Okay, that was one of the
teams. And Baltimore smoked
Denver. Yeah.
And I know where you're going with this, but go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Those were two.
I know where you're going with
those were 2 teams. You said, hey, I ain't saying this and that, but I want you to peek your head in the door. And I peeked my head in the door, and Lamar Jackson kicked that joint back close. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, is it time to put these boys to bed? What you think about Baltimore and Carolina now?
Well, let's start with the Baltimore-Denver game. Just so you know, we tied at 7 at the half. All right, and we got Lamar Jackson pretty contained. He didn't go off. Teddy Bridgewater doesn't come out for the second half because he got a concussion, and Teddy's rolling pretty good. That defense that Denver has was stout. It might look like what Baltimore was doing. They only gave up 1 touchdown in the second half. The rest of those was field goals. 3 field goals they kicked in the second half. 3 of them. The problem that we had was Drew Lock showed up. And with Drew Lock showing up, the offense stalled.
They did.
Now we gotta run the football.
It looks so much better under Teddy B, man. But
it just does. It just flows a lot better. Now I can appreciate, Denver they only beat the Giants. They beat Jacksonville and they beat the Jets. Yo, listen, this is pro football. You beat who's in front of you.
Facts.
I ain't listening to that nonsense. You beat who's in front of you. No question about that. So with that being said, I think that last Sunday against Baltimore, I think that was an anomaly. And again, I'm not telling you to jump out the window. I still think that they're going to be really competitive in the AFC West. The AFC West might be the same or on the same page with the NFC West. Yeah. In terms of a division. Yeah, I think that you might get an 11-win team not make the playoffs. That may very well happen. Now, as far as Carolina, I told you that with J.C. Horn being out, that was going to be a problem because Dak picked them apart. Not only did Dak pick them apart, Sam Darnold actually looked like Sam Darnold from USC. He looked like Sam Darnold from the Jets because Diggs was just sitting on him. He was sitting on him. He had one pick, nephew, where he looking at Sam Darnold like, there's no way he's going to throw this over here. No way he is.
How about
and he damn sure did.
Diggs,
there's no way he's going to throw this over here. No way. And he damn sure did.
How about Trevon Diggs? Like I seen a take on TikTok where people were trying to make a case for Trevon Diggs to be the best corner in the league. Like this cat, his read and reaction is so it's an anomaly almost. Like the way he could see things before they happen. This young kid has some talent, and Dallas finally got themselves one. Like
whoa, Beast! Don't say best cornerback in the league. We talking about maybe defensive player of the year. He got 5 picks.
5 picks, man.
We talking about maybe the defensive player of the year.
He's all over the field. Like
absolutely.
Shout out to Trevon Diggs. If he ain't getting enough love out here, and if y'all don't know who the hell he is, Stephon Diggs' brother from Alabama, he's a dog. He is definitely a dog. But who else is a dog is a guy that's been around the league for a long time by the name of Andy Reid. This past week, he became the first coach in NFL history to get 100 wins with 2 different franchises. Do you know how hard that is? Like, first of all, you got to part ways as an already great head coach to have that much success with the first team, then to duplicate that success with the second team. Of course, fortunately, he had a guy like Patrick Mahomes that he could play around with, but still, the level of success that he's obtained, where do you got Andy Reid at when it comes to head coach? Is he at the top? Is he in the middle? Like, I mean, what level is he at?
I'm a firm believer that like I said, I studied history in college. And the one thing I found out of history is if I did something once, odds are I can do it again. So Andy Reid proved that what he was doing in Philadelphia was not a fluke.
Right.
You give me the right ingredients, I will show you that I know what I'm
That's
doing.
still my
we
coach.
talking about it. I was just getting ready to say that. So we talking about a coach in Philadelphia who took Philadelphia to the NFC Championship 4 straight years. Right? Is it 4 or 5 straight years?
5, but
I think it's 4 straight years.
4?
I think y'all lost to the Rams, lost to Tampa, lost to Carolina, and you lost to Atlanta. I'm sorry to bring it up. My fault, Beast. I'm sorry to bring it up. But 4 straight years.
It was 4.
All right. 4 straight years. You doing that with Todd Pinkston and Freddie Mitchell.
Ooh, the people's champ. You bringing back some memories.
This is who you going. This is who you the bowl game away, a game away from the bowl game with these dudes. Then you get T.O. and Donovan McNabb's probably his best season, and he only had him for half the season, and he wins the league MVP. Andy Reid absolutely knew what he was doing, and as a great coach, and to get Patrick Mahomes and manage him the way he did, because he didn't throw him out there. He let him sit behind Alex Smith for that one season. Mm-hmm. And he didn't succumb to the pressure of everybody going, throw him out there, get out. No, we're not going to do that because this dude is the future. Yeah. He just ain't ready yet. He's not ready yet, and I'm not going to let you rush me.
You know what's crazy? I find it hard to believe that Mahomes wasn't ready considering how he came out firing in his quote-unquote second season, which was really his rookie season. Because even when he came in towards the end of the year, he looked phenomenal to me, and that's what kind of put me on notice about him. Like, because I didn't watch him much at where the hell is he from?
He was at
Texas Tech. I didn't watch him much at Texas Tech. It was, I caught, some games on the back end, him and Kiki Cutie, the game against Baker Mayfield, the legendary game, where all that offense was scored. Didn't catch him too much in college, but when you watch him in the pros, it's like I understand why he didn't get that much clout that he should have got because he wasn't winning in college. But Andy Reid is phenomenal, and I think I place Andy Reid up there with the top. He's got to be in the top 5 when you're talking about head coaches. I mean, you got to mention guys. Highest win percentage, I believe, goes to John Madden or Don Shula. One of those guys got the highest win percentage. Like, these are the greatest coaches of all time. You got guys like Don Shula. You got guys like Bill Walsh. You got guys like
Belichick.
Bill Belichick is probably the greatest ever to do it. I mean, you can even the short range Jimmy Johnson had, he proved a lot.
Absolutely.
You could stay with the Cowboys with Landry. A lot of people might disagree with that, but it's a lot of great all-time great head coaches, and I think Andy Reid is one of them that falls within that top 5 to me, if you asking me, in my opinion.
I can get with that.
The Cardinals, they beat the team that I thought was the team to beat in the NFC. So now the Cardinals should be number 1 on everybody's power ranking. Literally, the Cardinals should be number 1 on everybody's power ranking. Kyler Murray is making it look easy, and he's using everybody. Shout out to my man, A.J. Green. A.J. Green is out here eating, and I love to see it. He caught another touchdown on Sunday. He's using everybody. Are the Cardinals the team to beat, not only in the NFC, but in the whole league?
Well, nephew, what did I say to you earlier in the season? Before we got started in week 1, who did I tell you that you need to pay attention to? I told you that you need to pay attention to Kyler Murray, and specifically because he got A.J. Green. I already knew what he was doing with the rest of that offense. I already knew what was going on there. I said, pay attention to him specifically because A.J. Green. Now, that's another weapon that he's got, right? So with that being said, just for the record, and most people won't mention this, they didn't beat the Rams. They handled them. They straight went into Los Angeles, and they handled them.
Defensively, they played amazing. They shut down Cooper Kupp, who's been the hottest wide receiver in the league. Matt Stafford, who's been the hottest quarterback in the league, came down and shut that offense down.
They made them look so average. They just made them look so average.
Arizona, top to bottom, looks indestructible. Defensively, offensively. They are a
We got
problem.
and the worst part about that is my 49ers, we got to go into Arizona this
Yeah,
weekend.
good luck with
We got
that.
to go. We got to
But
go
you
see them
started my
dudes this
boy
weekend.
Trey. The jersey
Yeah,
should have been here. Where's my jersey? I gotta wear my
yeah.
jersey. I'm actually
We
excited
we
about wearing the jersey that I lost the bet in. Cause Trey, Trick or
I
Trey, that's my man.
I'm very interested to see how Arizona responds to this because Tyler, he's so elusive.
Yeah.
He's so able to get rid of the football. That defense that they have, I'm loving. I'm having flashbacks when I see Patrick Surtain. I'm like waking up because I'm looking at him and it look like I'm seeing his father.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yo, this dude is locked
It's
down.
crazy.
He does not
That's
play
showing
around.
age, man. That's really showing age.
Yeah,
Like I
for
It's
real.
crazy when you could say you watch the fathers play, and it's just like so much of that is like, man, like I remember watching your father play. Like Asante Samuel Jr. is in the league now. Like you was just
Think about
intercepting
that.
passes from Peyton Manning on my Eagles wearing my green and black.
Right.
Like, what's up?
Absolutely. Arizona is the real deal, and nephew, and I will tell you that as of right now, and I'm not going to jump out the window because this is a week-to-week league, all right? Because a week ago we was talking about Matt Stafford might be the league MVP, and they look like they're going to be rolling. So let's hold the phone on that. However, I like what I'm seeing from Arizona right now.
Yeah.
I do like what I'm seeing.
I definitely
Absolutely,
do. I think Arizona is the team to beat now in this league. You could say what you want about Tampa Bay. You could say what you want about a lot of these other teams, Kansas City, even in the league. I'm damn the NFC. I think they the team to beat in the whole National Football League. But let's segue to one of the last segments of the game, probably the last segment of the night. I am on TikTok, as y'all all know. A lot of y'all probably know me from there. I went viral doing a segment that I called All-Time Squads, where I would go naming the all-time greatest players from each franchise, NFL, starting fives for NBA. So today, I'm going to put a little twist on it, and we're going to do favorites, right? So, I want to know your all-time squad favorite players. Now, you get one running back. You get one quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, and a tight end. Not best, favorite. Give me your all-time favorite NFL lineup.
Under center, Joe Cool. At running back, Sweetness.
Okay. I like that.
At wide receiver, Jerry Rice. At the other wide out, Megatron. At the other running back, Frank Gore. And at the other tight end, Shannon Sharp.
I like that. That's a squad. Favorites now, right? Favorites, not best, but I like that.
Uncle Shay.
Me, quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite quarterback of all time is the reason why I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan is Donovan McNabb. He's the reason why I'm an Eagles fan. Like
I thought you was gonna say Randy the Candle.
It's Donovan McNabb. He's the reason, right? Priest Holmes at running back number one. Yes. If anybody knows me, you know I got a man crush on number 31 that played for the Kansas City Chiefs. I love me some Priest Holmes. He was one of my favorites in high school. Priest Holmes was a complete animal. At my running back two, I didn't even put a running back two, but let me think of one right now. Barry Sanders, right? Barry Sanders, one of the most elusive running backs to me, the greatest running back to ever play the game. A lot of people say Sweetness, whatever the case may be, but I believe it's Barry Sanders. Bad offensive line, still did what he did. The last time Detroit won a playoff game was Barry Sanders was there. So, they still Gabricio, and they going to forever be Gabricio. I'm sorry, Lions fans. I'm sorry, but this is the fact.
You dudes is trash.
Trash, bro. Wide receiver, my favorite wide receiver has always been Terrell Owens. I think he's the second greatest wide receiver of all time, right underneath Jerry Rice. And I don't think third is close. But my wide receiver two is Chad Johnson. Ocho Cinco, the greatest route runner of all time. I love me some Chad Ocho Cinco. I tuned in to watch this cat every single Sunday if I could. Because not only was he going to give you buckets, but he was going to be hella entertaining. And when he got to that end zone, when I was growing up, when I was in high school, the conversation was, did you see Chad Johnson's celebration? What is he going to do next week? That was the whole conversation. Like, he was doing some of the craziest shit nobody's ever done before, and that became the topic of discussion. What is he going to do when he gets to the end zone? And that was the highlight of my high school life. And
you might make an argument that Chad might have the best footwork.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He
Oh
might
yeah.
have the best
Oh yeah.
footwork
Oh
of
yeah.
any wide receiver ever.
Man. Oh my goodness. Man. Chad Johnson, quick feet. That's
You
what they
might,
call him.
you might be able to make that argument.
Yes. And at tight end, I got Tony Gonzalez, the guy that was, helping block and receive passes for this Kansas City Chiefs team. I ain't going to lie. I used to mess with the Kansas City Chiefs team back in the early 2000s, the Trent Green when he left the Greatest Show on Turf, and Eddie Kennison and all of them boys, Dante Hall and Priest Holmes and, Tony Gonzalez, the whole nine. That was a squad, man. But so, yeah, we're going to end this show with what we like to call questions from the fans. So let them rain in, ladies and gentlemen. Doubt there's any ladies in here. It's probably majority men. But let's get some questions so we can get the hell up out of here. Give us some questions. We'll see if we can answer a few.
Absolutely.
Let's get some questions. Windy City say, I know it's preseason, but the Bulls been looking good even though it's against the Cavs. I'm going to be honest 100% with you. I have not watched one preseason game, and I need to see what my Bulls looking like. Are they even playing the starters? Let me know if they playing the starters.
They have.
So,
Lonzo,
OG, what would
Lonzo
LeBron
started.
have to do for you to change your mind of LeBron being the GOAT? That is a great question. If LeBron James gets 40,000 points, career points, 12,000 assists, 12,000 rebounds, and is a 5-time NBA champion, I'll call him the GOAT. Point blank.
Word.
That's what he's got to do.
That ain't ridiculous.
It's not.
I'm just if that's not ridiculous. That stuff that you just got finished talking about. If that's not ridiculous. He could. That's something that could happen.
Definitely.
So
1,000%. So it's I'm not giving him an impossible task, but at that point,
right,
with all the longevity numbers that he has, I haven't shut the door out on LeBron being the GOAT. With all the longevity numbers and stats that he has, that he's able to obtain over the past 18 years, going into his 19th season, LeBron James gets 40, 12, and 12 with 5 rings, 5 finals MVPs. That's important. He's the GOAT.
The Bills are the Chiefs. I got to go with the Bills. We got a team that has, of the 4 games that they played, 2 of those games, they shut the team. They shut Houston out, and they shut Miami out. You know how hard it is to have a team have a donut on the board?
Yeah.
They did that twice. They didn't do that once this season. They did that twice this year.
Yeah, that's
the Bills
tough.
are the real deal.
Give me the Chiefs in that one. I don't think the Chiefs is going to lose 3 out of their last 4. So even though the Bills are a tough matchup, give me the Chiefs if they play. Do they play the Chiefs, or is this just what team do I think is better?
What team is better?
Okay, so give me the Chiefs still. I'm taking the Chiefs. That offense is too much. Stephon Diggs or Tyreek Hill? Give me Tyreek Hill. Ricky Reed can make a legitimate argument to be the best wide receiver in the league because I feel like he's so dynamic, and there's not many, if any, that can do what he does on the level that he does it. Like Tyreek Hill is just a man amongst boys. Who you got on? Yeah. Stephon Diggs or Tyreek Hill?
Oh, Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
I think so. Yeah, Tyreek Hill. Cheetah is what he does, what he brings to the game, just him opening up the field, and how you have to game plan around him. It's not even a question.
Man, it's
not
even a question. Last one. Start, bench, cut. Eric Dickerson, Barry Sanders, Walter Payton.
You're killing me. But I'm gonna make this simple. All right. So Walter Payton played 13 seasons, only missed 2 games. There's your durability right there. So Walter Payton starting. Eric Dickerson, he revolutionized the game as a big running back, but he was good in the playoffs too. He was really good in the playoffs. Barry Sanders wasn't that good in the playoffs, but Barry was a dynamic running back. So I'm starting Walter, benching Barry, I'm cutting Eric.
I'm starting Barry, benching Walter, cutting ED. That's tough. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining the Sports Behavior Podcast. Y'all know what y'all got to do if y'all want to reach us. I'm on TikTok. He's on TikTok. If you couldn't catch it, or if you caught us in the middle and you couldn't get on time, go drop a follow, subscribe to the YouTube Sports Behavior Podcast. Everything is at Sports Behavior Podcast. Tell your friend and tell a friend to tell a friend about this show. We love having you guys around, and we'll see y'all next. Take us out, huh?
Take it light, but take it.
Y'all be good.